Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode in my Football Manager series. This is episode number 47, and today we're returning with two big games with our Bluebirds as they take on Arsenal away at the Emirates Stadium in the FA Cup 4th round, then Liverpool away at Anfield in the Premier League, plus two new signings to show you to the club as well, and also Jason is out with another injury once again. Before we get to the games though, just I'm getting on off camera. So before we get to the Jason injury and the two new signings as well, I'm going to show you what's been going on in the run of camera with Cardiff on the pitch. And of course, in the last episode, you saw the triple header and 3 draws in a row against Chelsea, City and Leeds. Played 6 games off camera as we began the new calendar year of 2024. And we began with a 5-game win streak. What a start to the new year. Beginning the run with a 1-0 victory away against Brighton. Paleo Maria, this year's top scorer for us by some distance, having an amazing year for us. Made it 1-0, getting on the end of a Jason cross and a lovely volley as well with a Spaniard to make it 1-0. And following that, back-to-back 3-0 victories in the Cups. First in the FA Cup 3rd round against Luton Town. We beat Luton by 3-0. Fernandez, I discussed in the last episode, his goal-to-game ratio hasn't been great this season, but in this run, he's really done well for us, the young Portuguese striker. Scored 2 goals in this game. First one was a lovely volley, and then made it 2-0, 21 minutes to go, and then Crooks made it 3-0, 10 minutes later, to put us into the 4th round. We'll see our tie against Arsenal today, and then a 3-0 victory against Watford at home in the first leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final. I thought after the game the tie was basically done, and I'll explain what happened in the second leg. But anyway, we won this game by 3-0. Carl Zalenya put on another masterclass for us this season. He and Maria this year have been our best players, and with Jason being out, they've been picking up the slack. Alenya's been superb this year in his debut year, scored 2 goals in this game, and Fernandez scored again, his 3rd in 2 games, to make it 3-0. And following that, a fantastic win away against Spurs by 2-1, back in the Premier League. We were trailing at half-time in this game. Heung-min Son, the Korean, made it 1-0 42 minutes in. And I was thinking to myself, I'm not going to get aggressive at half-time, but I will calmly say to the boys, show me something else in the second half. We haven't played too well. Don't be too mad, don't be too cross. Just remind them that they're better than what we've seen so far. And in the second half, we did get back on level terms through Ryan Sessegnon, connected with Jason Bull. And then with 5 minutes to go, well, he's done it so many times before, and he did it again. Jason! Who is this guy? Made it 2-1, gave us the winning goal. Wonderful strike after we gave the skipper the ball, smacked it into the back of the net, and sent the travelling fans into raptures. Oh, captain, my captain, we love you so much. A 2-1 the final score, Jason giving us the win late on. But following that disaster, Jason is back to his best, or so we thought after that 2-month injury in the early stage of the season. But in this game against Watford, back in the Premier League, 40 minutes, or around 40 minutes on the clock, I think it was, Jason goes down with no one around, and that's always a really worrying sign when you're watching football and a player goes down with no collision with an opposition player or something. Jason goes down. It turns out he's torn his hamstring, and he's going to be out for 2 months again. Absolutely gutting. So Jason this season, he can't keep himself fit. First a hip injury, now he's torn his hamstring. He's missing 4 months of the season, and some massive games in this run as well. We won the game by 1-0. Fernandez capitalising on a poor back pass to make it 1-0. But either way, so frustrating to lose Jason again. And the final game of Carabao was a 3-1 loss, our first defeat since November, away at Vicarage Road against Watford in the second leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final. But Fernandez scored 12 minutes into the game to continue his really nice run, made it 1-0, and Watford scored 3 goals in this game to try and cut into deficit, which they did, but we still managed to hold on for a 4-3 scoreline on aggregate, and despite the defeat, make it back to Wembley for our second Carabao Cup final in 2 years, where we'll be taking on Spurs. And I really hope that Maguire plays in that game, because he hasn't played against us in both of the games against them in the league this season, but I'd like to see Maguire in the team for that one. That would be pretty fun. But anyway, yeah, so on the run of camera, a really nice run right now in the Premier League. Won all of our games in the Premier League in the run of camera. So right now in the table, as you can see, when I can actually get to it, we're in 3rd place, 15 games to go. Really nice run of form. 2 points behind Arsenal in 2nd, and 8 points behind league leaders Liverpool, who are top. Only 1 defeat in 23 games. You'd say right now this title is theirs to lose, but it's still been really tight. There is a little bit of separation occurring now between the top 3, or the top 4 if you will, and the teams outside of the European place in Spurs, Everton and Southampton in 7th, 8th and 9th. But either way, it's still really tight, and with 15 games to go, it's still anyone's to call who finishes where. So now we're going to move on to the signings. Two new players have arrived at the club as we're still in the January transfer window, and we spent all of our remaining budget for the season as well. And we'll start off with the youngster, Piero Rabiot, who some of you guys would have seen actually in the tweet I posted a couple of days ago. Rabiot signed for the club for £4 million. This is a young 18-year-old Italian left winger who looks pretty decent, and the thing that really drove me to him is his personality. Perfectionist. I love that. A player that strives for perfection, won't settle until he's perfected his game. And he's got some decent stats to begin with, just 18 years old as well. You know, physically he's not too bad. 13 acceleration, not the best, but 15 for pace and 15 agility with 16 for jumping as well, which I find quite interesting there. Mentally, again, not too bad. Some decent stats here, including 16 determination and 15 teamwork as well. And technically too, again, at just 18 years old, 13 crossing, 14 dribbling, 12 first touch, not bad, and 14 technique too. It's not bad. It's not bad, this youngster. He looks okay. 18 years old, and again, as we have signed him 18 as well, it does mean that if we keep him here and don't loan him out, he will become homegrown and trained by the club as well, which is really important for European registration rules as well. So Rabiot comes in, £4 million. The board don't seem too happy about it, but again, it's the future I'm thinking about here, and with his personality too, I think he'll do alright in years to come. And also the big signing, if you will, was not very expensive, but Ben Woodburn signed for Cardiff City for a really cheap deal. Just 5.5 million is all we needed to bring the Welshman in, and I'm really happy about this signing because, of course, managing Cardiff, you know, we are a Welsh team. We're not really representing our national side. We got Ben Davies here, but don't forget we sold Chris Metham in the summer, so Davies is the only Welsh player we had, or he was the only Welsh player we had. So I picked up Woodburn, of course, English born, but represents Wales as well. And yeah, he's got some decent stats. He's not really kicked on his development in the save because Liverpool haven't really used him in the past few years. He's been a bench backup player really, and last season he had a good goal to game ratio, 7 in 13 and 2 assists as well. So I'm thinking if he gets a little bit of TLC, I think he could develop into a really good player. He's 24 years old now in the saves, so he's no spring chicken, that's for sure, but his stats are really good. Physically he's alright, 15 acceleration, 16 agility as well, and mentally some good stats here, including 16 composure, 15 flair, 15 off the ball, so crucial on a striker as well, and technically too, 15 dribbling, 15 finishing, 16 first touch, 15 technique as well. Looks like a really good striker, or again, as a left wing inside forward, could also do that role as well. So Woodburn in, it's a 4.5 year deal, 75 grand a week, a lot of money, but again, 5.5 million for him, and again, a Welsh player as well. I think that's a bargain, and I'm really happy that Woodburn's come in, man. I'm really pleased with that signing. I think that's a pretty smart one in terms of value for money. But also as well, I just want to show you real quickly the Jason injury and confirmation as well. It is a torn hamstring, it is a 2-month injury. Absolutely gutted that once again we're missing our leader. It's the injury-plagued season for Jason we were dreading at some point in the save, and it's such a shame as well because in the limited minutes this season he has been playing for us, he's done really well again. So he's showing no signs of decline in terms of his ability, but the injuries, 2 serious ones in the same season, and again at 29 years old, due to turn 30 this year, that is a concern. And I said on Twitter, it could well be the beginning of the end for Jason. I really hope it's not the case, but he's going to be out for 2 months. He's going to miss some crucial games, the 2 big ones today, the first leg of the Champions League, first knockout round away in Madrid against Atletico as well, the Carabao Cup final against Spurs, Manchester United away. He's going to miss some really big games, the captain, and I'm absolutely gutted we're without him once again. Anyway, first game today is indeed Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium. We have not beaten Arsenal here once in the save. Let's see if that changed today. And right now in the injury report, just Jason is down, everyone else is fit. So that's team for Gain and Onana in goal, but for a Davis, Kimpembe, Jordi and Odriozola with Lerma and McTominay. Our CM would say Lerma this season's done alright in limited minutes. He's got our best pass completion ratio too. Attacking midfield trio, Sessegnon on the left, Mahrez on the right, and Elneny the advanced playing, exporting Ben Woodburn making his debut up top. On the bench, Henderson, Holding, Goncalves, Cam Russell, Ward-Prowse, Maria and Crooks as well. So first game, it's Arsenal away in the FA Cup 4th round. Let's get a win. Come on, you Bluebirds. Oh, Arsenal, after what happened in our last match, go out there and get revenge. Oh, yeah, look at the green highlights. Can we go 11 for 11? Oh, yeah, 11 for 11. That's the way you want to start the game off, man. Everyone reacting positively to your team talk. And let's get out there. This is going to be a long episode today, I can already tell. I've been nattering on like crazy. There's so much to get through, and I'm sure these 2 games are going to be action-packed as well. This is going to be a really long episode as Sancho is through and could have made it 1-0 early. Great tackle by Odriozola. Renato Sanchez stepping in field, finds Milinkovic-Savic, he finds space and finds the back of net as well. Gunners in front. We have not won at the Emirates Stadium in the entire series so far. I think there's only 2 places we're yet to win. That's the Emirates and Old Trafford. Have we won at City? I'm not sure we have. Anyways, Arsenal in front. Sanchez finds Milinkovic-Savic, and I think Onana really should have done better with that one. And I'll say it again. You live by Onana, you die by Onana. Mama, there goes that man. I love doing the Mark Jackson quotes, man. So funny. Speaking of basketball, did anyone watch the Thunder Lakers game? As Jordy is... Oh, Jordy! Jordy, I did not expect Jordy to score because he's so lanky. He's 6'6", and I don't really think of him as an offensive player, but he does have height, and that's his second goal he scored for us this season. Alenya's free kick was fumbled by the goalkeeper, who's got to do better. He recovered well to make the initial save on the rebound, but Jordy turns it in again. 2 rebounded attempt there for Jordy, and he makes it 1-1. I was going to say, did anyone watch the Thunder Lakers game the other night when Westbrook had that 20-20-20 game? That was unbelievable, but also Jordy puts us back on level terms, concentrate on the game. It's 1-1, and at half time we're back on level terms. Well done, young man. Jordy has had a lot of interest in the short time he's been here. Don't forget, this is only his second year playing for us. He's had interest from big clubs: Spurs, Liverpool, Manchester United, Barcelona, Real Madrid. They've all expressed interest in him. But at the moment, he's our player, and he's been a fantastic signing for us. Second half begins. Oh, it's just the same old fucking problems for Cardiff City, and I really thought we'd sorted this out after last year. We do better at it, but we're still really poor when it comes down to defending set pieces. Cross by Sousa to the back stick. Chiesa is totally unmarked, and he fires it home. Gunners back in front, 2-1. Just lost McTominay to injury with 30 minutes to go. Going to make a treble change here and change our tactics around a little bit as well. I don't know why I keep it on low crosses. I really should mix them up a little bit instead. But just change our tactics a little bit here. I don't think it's going to matter now. I'm pretty sure we're going to lose this game. We'll have Morris and Woodburn as the inside forwards now. Woodburn's played so poorly on his debut with 6.3 as Maria comes off the bench as well. 30 minutes to go. Going to go for it, but can't just find the late equalising goal. Arsenal have been a better team, but there is a highlight, and it's going to come to the Gunners. Fuck's sake. The highlight came to nothing. There's one final chance here. It's Woodburn! Puts it just wide the post. That would have been amazing had he rescued us a replay in stoppage time on his debut. But sadly, it does look as though Arsenal are going to hold on and get the win. And wow, was that really highlight worthy? Dump us out of the cup, and our progress will end here in the 4th round. The board won't be happy. We got bigger fish to fry, baby. We got the Champions League round of 16 against Atletico. We got the Premier League right now. We're still in the top 4, and of course, don't forget the Carabao Cup final as well as you try and win it back to back. I'm not too worried, man. It's going to be another defeat away at Emirates, but I'm not too worried. I do feel like we will beat Arsenal at the Emirates at some point, but it's just one of those places where we never feel comfortable playing in. Never. We had more of the ball, but sadly didn't create too many chances. And I will say to the boys, I'm not going to be too critical here. I'll say we're the underdogs out there and you gave it your best. Good effort, lads. Because again, don't forget, even though we are becoming a big team, we are still the underdogs in these sort of games, especially away from home as well. So 2 on the final score, Arsenal through, and we're out. But again, it shows you the importance of Jason. You know, he goes down, gets an injury. Our next 2 games without him, we lose them both and concede 6 goals. Unbelievable. And our league leaders, Liverpool, away at Anfield as well, who have done so well in this save too. They won the 2 of the first 3 titles in the game as well, and now trying to reclaim it from Manchester United's grip. So here we go then, second and final game, Liverpool away at Anfield, and thinking about it, we haven't beaten Liverpool at Anfield either, have we? It's actually, in fact, thinking about it, there are quite a few teams we haven't beaten away from home in the save so far. Anyway, it's the team for the game, and 43-1 again. I really want to change this, despite the fact we had back-to-back defeats, because I think it is our best system, and this is our lineup. Onana in goal, back for Goncalves, Kimpembe, Jordi and Stefano, with Ward-Prowse and McKennie now to CMs. Sessegnon on the left, Murphy on the right, which I'm sceptical about, because he's only really good playing on the left. We'll see if he does on the right today. Lady advanced playmaker and Maria up top. And on the bench, Henderson, Holding, Odriozola, Cameras, and Mahrez, Woodburn, and Fernandez as well. So, second and final game, Liverpool away. Can't afford another defeat. Come on, you Bluebirds. Let's at least get a point today. And again, due to how tight it is right now in the European qualification places as well, this is a crucial stage in the season for us. So many big games coming in such a short space of time. Cannot afford successive defeats. That will really kill our morale off as De Jong sends it along to Kieran Tierney down left-hand side, who beats Murphy and crosses. Kimpembe heads it away, as does Ward-Prowse, but already Liverpool are putting us under a bit of pressure as Onana makes a great save and turns behind for a corner. Long afternoon for Andre, you can already tell. Haven't won away at the Emirates, haven't won away at Anfield. Again, don't think we've beaten City away from home either. De Jong, free kick. Oh! I think Henderson needs to run in the first team. I really do now. I really think Henderson needs a run in the first team. Brought him in this season. He's had a 2-month injury like Jason as well, but he's back to full fitness now. Give him a chance. Let him show you what he can do. I think Henderson needs a few starts ahead of Onana. We love our number one, but he's just too error prone. Tierney's cross. Bennett's header. 2-0 Liverpool, 20 minutes in. 8 goals conceded in 3 games. I need to get aggressive at half-time, get very aggressive and say, show me something else in the second half. That's fired the boys up completely. McKennie and Ward-Prowse both on bookings. I'll have to take McKennie off and bring on... Oh, we've got no one to play ball midfield now, do I? Oh, God, we'll have to leave him on then, won't we? As the second half begins. I think we need to change the tactics. I think we need to change our goalkeeper for a couple of games. I think a few things need changing before that game against Atletico. But again, case in point with Jason. He goes down, we collapse. It's like when LeBron was on the Cavs, man. Every single time he was out, they were just fucking shit. And that's exactly what happened with us. As soon as Jason is out, we're just fucking awful. Kovacic off the woodwork, and Onana claims the rebound. Douglas Costa picks it up for the Reds, finds Correa, who squeezes it home from a tight angle and makes it 3-0. The league leaders extending their lead to 8 points at the top of the table now. And we're going to drop to 5th place. And we were in 3rd after a really nice run, but now 3 defeats on the trot in all competitions, dropping out of the top 4, out of the FA Cup as well, and conceding goals left, right and centre. Something needs to change. So recently I was patting myself on the back and saying I was getting better at the tactics in this year's game. Well, now's the time to really prove that's the case. Now's the time to practice what I'm preaching. Because we just got beat 3-0 away at Anfield. Back-to-back games where we've had really big losses against 2 of the big teams. And I said this season we were becoming big boys. Right now we're out of the top 4 and things need changing before we get to that first leg against Atletico Madrid. And that's what we'll come back for in the next episode. The first leg away in Spain will still be without Jason as well. And hopefully by that point, we've changed a few things around. We've got our form sorted again. Because this is quite worrying. 3 defeats on the trot, really poor defensive displays as well. And without Jason to bail us out too, someone else needs to step out there. And I need to start proving my worth as manager as well. Terrible. But that was today's episode of the Football Manager series, guys. So big thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy today's episode, please drop a like. As like, so of course, very much appreciated. And do that channel out as well. Much love to you all. Have a great evening. I'll tell you what, we'll come back with the first leg against Atletico Madrid in the Champions League first knockout round as well. And then I'll play the Fulham game off camera, which show you the highlights during the episode. And then Spurs in the Carabao Cup final as well. 2 massive games, perhaps the 2 biggest games of the season, if not the series, thinking about it today, in the next episode, sorry. And yeah, that'll be fun. We'll come back for that, and we'll see how we do. So thanks for watching, guys. Have an awesome evening. Much love to you all, and I'll see you for the next episode, perhaps the biggest of the save, very soon. Jason, get that magic sponge, man. We need him back. Bye now.